Peru News Today. All you need to know about Peru.
Mario Vargas Llosa retires from literature. I Dedicate My Silence to Him will be his last fiction novel. Mario Vargas Llosa assured in a note of his work I Dedicate My Silence to Him that he will write an essay about Jean-Paul Sartre. It will be the last thing I will write, said the Peruvian Nobel Prize winner. Mario Vargas Llosa announced his retirement from literature after more than 60 years. According to information published by AFE, the Peruvian writer stated, in a note within his latest work I Dedicate My Silence to You, that he will retire after writing an essay on the philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre. This is how Mario Vargas Llosa, who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2010, will stop writing fiction after the launch of I Dedicate My Silence to Him, which will hit bookstores on October 26. It is worth mentioning that Vargas Llosa's latest work of fiction will be published by the Alfaguara publishing house simultaneously in all Spanish-speaking territories. The book tells the story set in Peru about a man who dreamed of a country united by music and who went crazy wanting to write a perfect book that would tell it. The writer said that he finished writing the draft of his novel in Madrid, in April 2022, he began to correct it in May and that, from then until the end of that year, he was making small changes. A few months ago, after spending a few days in Peru, Vargas Llosa pointed out that he was able to finish his novel. Now, I would like to write an essay about Sartre, who was my teacher when I was young. It will be the last thing I will write, Mario Vargas Llosa highlighted at the end of the note at the end of his book. What is Mario Vargas Llosa's latest novel about? I Dedicate My Silence to You is a work that mixes fiction and essay, to talk about a topic that has obsessed the author for years, utopia, although, in this case, it addresses a cultural utopia with Peruvian music as its core and pretext. The novel, which he dedicates to his ex-wife, cousin and mother of his 3 children, Patricia, takes place in the early 90s, in the midst of the Shining Path terrorist offensive, in a country fractured and devastated by the violence. I Dedicate My Silence to Him is the 20th novel of the 2010 Nobel Prize in Literature, who published the first of them, The City and the Dogs, 60 years ago, in 1963. Among the most iconic works of the Peruvian academic are, Conversation in the Cathedral, The Greenhouse, The Fish in the Water, The Feast of the Goat, The War at the End of the World, among others. Subscribe and follow us on our social networks, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram and TikTok.
Peru News Today. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.